Everyone thinks Michael Jordan's toughest moments happened in the NBA Finals. Game winners, pressure shots, millions watching. But the moment that actually broke him happened in complete silence. One evening he opened a simple letter written by his own son. No cameras, no reporters, no crowd. By the time he reached the last line, the man known as the strongest competitor in sports history was crying. And the reason had nothing to do with basketball. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Now, let's dive into what really happened. The night the world's toughest competitor quietly broke down, there were no cameras, no reporters, and no cheering fans. Michael Jordan, the man known for fearless game winners and unstoppable confidence, had finally finished a long, exhausting day. The house was calm and unusually quiet. No arena noise, no practice court, no interviews, just silence. He walked into his living room and sat down at the table. That's when he noticed it. A single envelope resting in the center. It wasn't official mail. No team logo, no sponsor branding, no autograph request. Just simple handwriting. He immediately recognized it. It was his son's writing. For a moment, he didn't touch it. This was strange. They lived in the same home. His son could have simply spoken to him. Yet he chose to write instead. That alone made the envelope feel important. Jordan had handled pressure his entire life. Championship finals, last-second shots, critics doubting him. Millions of people watched him perform under stress without hesitation. But this was different. This wasn't competition. This was personal. His hands rested on the table longer than usual, as if he already sensed the words inside would matter more than any headline ever written about him. The room remained still, sunlight quietly entering through the window, illuminating the letter. He slowly picked up the envelope. For the first time in a long while, Michael Jordan wasn't preparing for a game, a challenge, or victory. He was preparing to understand how someone close to him truly saw him, not as a legend, not as a champion, but simply as a father. He carefully opened the letter. Michael Jordan unfolded the paper carefully. The handwriting was simple and slightly uneven, not professional, not polished, just honest. He began to read slowly. The letter didn't talk about basketball. There were no mentions of championships, trophies, scoring titles, or famous moments the world always reminded him of. It didn't celebrate game-winning shots or historic seasons. Instead, the first line stopped him. Dad, people call you the greatest player ever. He paused. He had heard those words from commentators, journalists, and fans countless times. But this felt different. He continued reading. But I don't admire you because you're famous. I admire you because you never quit on us, even when life hurt you. Jordan leaned back slightly in his chair. The letter went on to describe small memories, moments no camera ever recorded. His son wrote about seeing him wake up early in the morning, staying disciplined even when tired, and still making time to ask about school, friends, and everyday life. He remembered the days Jordan came home exhausted but still chose to sit and listen instead of resting. To the world, he was a superstar. At home, he was trying to be present. The letter said he noticed the sacrifices, the effort to balance pressure, expectations, and family responsibilities. Not perfection, but effort. Jordan realized something quietly powerful. Fans judge his performance. Reporters judge his career. History judged his records. But his son had been watching his character. For the first time, Michael Jordan wasn't being seen as a legend or athlete. He was being seen as a father, and that mattered more than anything written in sports history. Most people only knew Michael Jordan, the athlete. They knew the highlights, the celebrations, the victories, and the confidence. They saw the determined face before big games and the calm attitude during pressure moments. To the public, he looked unbreakable, a competitor who never doubted himself. But they didn't see the weight behind it. They didn't see the long nights after losses when he replayed every mistake in his mind. They didn't see the expectations he carried, knowing millions of people looked at him as a symbol of perfection. And they didn't see the personal pain he quietly held after losing his father, a loss that affected him far beyond basketball. For years, Jordan believed one thing. He had to stay strong. Strong on the court so his team could rely on him. Strong in public so people would never see weakness. Strong for his family so they would feel secure. He thought being a provider and a protector meant never showing emotion. He kept moving forward, focusing on discipline and work, convincing himself that success would automatically prove his love and responsibility. But as he read the letter again, something changed. The message was simple, yet powerful. His son never asked for perfection. He never needed a global icon. He never cared about records or reputation. He just wanted presence. He wanted conversations, guidance, and time. He wanted the moments a child remembers years later, not the headlines the world remembers. Jordan realized the pressure he placed on himself wasn't what his family expected. They weren't looking for a legend inside the house. They were simply looking for a father. Jordan slowly placed the letter back onto the table. The room was completely quiet. No roaring arena. No flashing cameras. No commentators describing the moment. Just stillness. For years he had stood in front of thousands of people without fear. He had taken the final shot with seconds left while the entire world watched. Pressure had never shaken him. He trained himself to stay focused, to control emotion, and to keep moving forward no matter the situation. But this moment was different. There was no competition here, no opponent to defeat, and nothing to prove. The only thing in front of him was a piece of paper, yet it felt heavier than any championship trophy. He read the last lines again. His breathing slowed. His eyes stayed on the words. The strong image he had carried for so long quietly faded, replaced by a realization he had never allowed himself to feel. For the first time in years, he cried, not because of failure, not because of defeat, and not from sadness alone. He cried because he finally understood something important. All the early mornings, the exhausting practices, the sacrifices, and the discipline, he always believed they were necessary to build a career. He thought success would be measured by wins, titles, and history, but the letter showed him a different result. Someone close to him had noticed his effort, not his statistics. Someone had understood his intentions, not his reputation. His greatest achievement wasn't a championship. It was the example he set when nobody was watching. In that quiet room, without applause or recognition, Michael Jordan realized that influence inside a family could matter more than any achievement in public life. Time eventually moves on from every achievement. Trophies that once felt priceless slowly become objects on a shelf. Records that seemed impossible are someday surpassed by the next generation. Crowds cheer today and then cheer for someone else tomorrow. Public recognition is powerful, but it never lasts forever. Character, however, stays. That night, as Michael Jordan sat quietly reflecting, he understood something greater than competition. For most of his life, success had a clear meaning: win the game, improve performance, achieve goals, and earn respect. He believed greatness was proven through results the world could see. But the letter changed that definition. It showed him that true success is not measured by applause. Applause fades quickly. What remains is how people remember you in ordinary moments, your patience, your effort, and the way you treat those closest to you. He realized championships created memories for fans, but daily actions created memories for family. The world celebrated his skills. His family valued his presence. The greatest impact wasn't made during a final shot in front of thousands. It was made during small conversations, shared time, guidance, and care when nobody else was watching. Real greatness is not only about talent or achievement. It is about influence. It is about helping others feel supported, encouraged, and respected through your behavior and choices. Years later, people may forget statistics and scores, but they rarely forget how someone made them feel. Success is not when the world applauds you. Success is when the people closest to you are proud of the person you are in private. Because true legacy is not counted in points or titles. It is measured in the lives you inspire and the values you leave behind.